Hello everyone, and welcome to my plan with me for the month of March. I'll be doing the monthly spread as well as the notes page and dashboard. This is Plan Sarah Plan, and I'm glad you're here. Here is the kit that I'm going to use sticker-wise for this month. I've got some deco sheets, and this is a homemade kit. But I focused on owls and Irish things and greens and, of course, plaid. Whenever I can get some plaid or check-in, I always love that. Checks. So I've got different kind of St. Patrick's Day designs around my event stickers. Some shamrocks on the skinny washi. Shamrocks on the sidebar, and then this is for my dashboard. I've got my book of the month box, which is how I like to use that box, household tasks, financial tasks, and my challenge of the month. And this is what I use on my notes page. I keep track of the memory verses that I'm planning to use during the month. So since I always start with the monthly spread, why don't we reverse it? Let's start with the notes page and the dashboard and then go to the monthly spread after that. Just to follow up on my February dashboard, I highly recommend the book My Money, My Way by Kimiko Love. I've just finished the book. I actually listened to it on Audible. It's a great book, and it's actually helped me to kind of nail down how I want to set up my budgeting system for 2022. Yes, it's March, but I have been just kind of experimenting with a different layout over the last 2 months. I have been keeping a budget planner, but this really helped me to refine some things about how I've set it up, and I'm planning to do a March budget plan with me as well. So going in reverse order is just kind of fun, and I love to try new things, and so going in reverse order is a new thing, and there you have it. So here's what the big box looks like in the background. I've sort of got a white box that's somewhat transparent there. So even though it's white in the center, you can still see some check coming through or plaid. And that's actually a fabric pattern that I used, and I loved it when I saw it. Then for the next box, I've got a different check pattern. This one's like dark green and light green together, and I went with gold for the kind of inner border on the box to give it just a little bit of color so it's not 100% green. And this is a white and green simple check pattern. So I put financial tasks in one of these, and I put household tasks in another one, and I have some script for that. And then for the giant box, this is where I will put a challenge of the month. I don't do so well with monthly trackers, so I kind of forget that they're there and don't utilize them to the fullest. So I've decided to just make it simple with this box, and for many months now, I've just been having a single challenge of the month. I really like how these colors have turned out looking together. So when I designed it in my silhouette, I didn't see them all in one place. So this is nice to see that that worked out well. And I've got plenty of deco that I'll probably come in later with. But for now, let's add some bullet points and headers to these. And the household tasks, I think, are going to be in the big box this time. Normally I put the household here and I put financial here, but I think I have more household things to do this month. So I'm going to use the slightly larger box for that. And then financial tasks. This could also be financial goals, but I put my goals in my budget planner. So this is really more like a checklist, to-do list kind of a thing. Let me zoom in for you to see those a little bit better. And then we're going to add some dots for each one of these, probably 4 up here. And I'll do one of each color that I have. And I went with green nail polish just to, you know, go the extra mile for this video. In real life, honestly, as soon as my students see this green polish in piano lessons, it's done. It just is not my thing. I'm not going for green nail polish long term. Short term, that's fine, but not long term. My dad paid me a visit today. He brought me some Starbucks, and that was awesome. But the first thing he said was, "Oh, please don't tell me you have green nail polish on." He absolutely hated it. He hated it. And I didn't really disagree with him, but this is Dollar Tree nail polish. It works really well, actually. It's got some long staying power to it. I'm going to go ahead and put 4 dots here. I normally just put 3 in this box, but let's go with 4 because I normally have 4 financial tasks on this list, and I can fit them in there without too much difficulty. And then for the unveiling of my book of the month, which is going to go here, I do have a header for that, but I'm going to put the picture of the book cover here first. Okay, so as the book cover image is printing, this is an HP Sprocket printer, I will tell you that it's not another how-to book or an improvement book or a finance book. This is going to be fiction, and I just did some looking to see what was new in Christian fiction. I don't have to read Christian fiction. I don't feel like that's like a requirement for my fiction, but I do like a good, clean story, and I like it to have good reviews, and I like it to be a really interesting story. So you can see it coming out here. This is by T.I. Lowe. Have never heard of this author before. And it's called Under the Magnolias. And so what I read in the description of the book is that it's about a young girl in Magnolia, I think South Carolina, whose mother dies. And I believe she dies giving birth to twins. And the young girl, and I think her name is Austin, not positive, is kind of left with taking care of her family at that point after her mom passes away. And I did a little sample listen on Audible, and the narrator has a Southern voice, which I love. It was nice South Carolina sounding accent, and I really liked it. So this is going to be my March book of the month, and I saved the header for this box so that I could overlap it just a little bit with the cover. So all I did was take a screenshot of the cover of the book and then send it to my Sprocket. And that's it. And on to my challenge of the month. I already know what this is going to be, and it goes back to the book that I read last month, which was My Money, My Way, and it is use cash envelopes. So I'm going to try to operate on a cash basis with things like household supplies, coffee dates, groceries, and a few other things. And I'm even going to begin maybe working on some sinking funds the same way, like short-term sinking funds with cash envelopes. And then my household tasks are going to be prepare the planner castle, dust the gas logs, de-stash planner supplies as I'm setting up the planner castle, and revamp my sticker making station. Then my financial tasks are going to be to total up my January category spending, fill my cash envelopes, switch cell phone carriers to hopefully save a bit of money there, and to start tax preparation. So that is all of the tasks and items that I want to remember to do in a few areas of my life and my book of the month. And so now I think we can add a bit of deco, don't you think? I'll add a little banner here to using cash envelopes. And I do have a pot of gold sticker, and I think that's perfect for the cash envelopes. So we'll just put that right here. And we have, let's just put this little Irish flag waving owl over here. And maybe some balloons. Let's maybe put this down here. There we go. Okay, so we'll come back. If I have some deco left over after the other pages, we'll come back and add some more. So now it's time to move on to the notes page. This is where I keep track of my memory verses. And in my sticker kit, part of that is set up for memory verses. But honestly, if you ever get one of my kits, I don't have a sticker shop, but sometimes I sell extras of the kits that I make for myself. If you don't want to use your notes pages for memory verses, you would just not use that one sticker. That's about the only sticker that is specific to the memory verses. And so we're going to set this up for March. All of my memory verses will have either the word yourself or yourselves in it. And that's because when you look at the tabbed monthly page for March, yourself is the main word there. And I've just been trying to find memory verses that do have that key word from the little inspirational or motivational quote on the tabbed page in my Erin Condren Life Planner. That's just kind of been a fun challenge for me to do. There's really no reason why it would need to be that way, but all of my memory verses for March will have yourself or yourselves in it. And I think I'm going to move this up. See how close to the edge I put that one? I'm going to go ahead and do that with this one to give myself one more line of writing space. Because some of the verses, there's one in particular that is 3 verses long, and I need a little bit of space for that. And then I've got these little shamrock hearts, tiny itty bitty shamrocks in here that you can't really see. But each time I write a new memory verse, I will use this as its kind of marker. But before we do that, let's just put the header on it. Memory verses. I think I'm going to put it in the white space this time. I usually put it up on the washi, but I'm going to do something a little bit different. And it's for the month of March, so we'll put the March right there. March memory verses. And I'll hold off on the deco until I've actually written the verses. So the first verse is James chapter 4, verse 10, humble yourselves before the Lord, and he will lift you up. The next verse is from the Old Testament. It's Psalm chapter 18, verses 25 and 26. To the faithful, you show yourself faithful. To the blameless, you show yourself blameless. To the pure, you show yourself pure. But to the devious, you show yourself shrewd. Is 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 7, and it is, have nothing to do with godless myths and old wives' tales. Rather, train yourself to be godly. The fourth verse is Proverbs chapter 13, verse 20. Wise friends make you wise, but you hurt yourself by going around with fools. And there is a 5th verse this month. We do need 5 verses. So that one is going to be Ephesians chapter 2, verses 8 and 9, which I hope I can squeeze in here. For it is by grace that you have been saved through faith, and this is not from yourselves. It is the gift of God, not by works, so that no one can boast. That's all of the memory verses for this month. So I'll add a little bit of deco and then move on to the monthly spread. All right, so we're just gonna dress this baby up a little bit and put another owl, maybe. Let's put one here. A little owl there, and I guess we could put some balloons with the memory verses. I mean, why not? Let's put some in the owl's hand. There we go. Okay, so we're going to go on to the monthly spread, and if we have room for more deco, then we'll come and pile some more on. Okay, so here is the before of the March monthly spread, and we're going to dress this baby up and really celebrate this color. I love the March color in the Erin Condren colorful Life Planner, and I matched that color here in this part of the cover of the header for this page, because I love that color so much. It's probably my favorite green. And last month, I know when I placed this, it was sticking out over the top. So let's bump it up right against the edge and let it maybe come down below that top line. Yeah, and that way I won't have sticky stuff hanging off the edge that I have to cut off. We'll do the same thing here. Okay, let's get this one out of the way for now. And I have a sidebar strip here. I almost underutilize, not almost, I do underutilize the sidebar on the monthly spread. And I'm trying to get my shamrocks right side up. Yeah, I underutilize this, and it's not intentional. It's just that anything that I can think of to put there, I've already got somewhere else, and I just don't want to be redundant with it. Does that make sense? So I just kind of put one or two things, tops, in this sidebar. I used to put bills there. Oh boy. I used to put bills there. Do you see this? It's got like tons of air bubbles in there. And that worked nicely. But I have a separate budget planner now, and I don't need that space for bills. I could just put it there if I want to fill it up. But, you know, I just really don't use it very much. Let's turn it back upside down again. And these shamrocks, I think, are not one way or the other. So I don't have to worry about this page being this strip being upside down. So if you like this kit, if you like, I sell it as the whole thing generally, like with the dashboard and everything. And I don't have a sticker shop, like I said, so I don't have any fancy mailers. I just mail them, and I kind of protect them with some little bit of cardboard inside the envelope. But anyway, I'm going to be putting together my April one. It will have these same components. So if the components of this kit are something that you like, I will make a few extras of April, and you can just buy those from me if you want. And you can get in touch with me via my Facebook group, which is Plan Sarah Plans Planner Circle. And that's where I post pictures of any of the sticker kits that I made extras of. All right, so now we're going to go into time lapse so that I can place all of these little itty bitty date flags. So these are going to go, I'll show one in real time, in case you're not familiar with this sort of thing. These are going to cover up the dates and just make them more snazzy, but it takes a little bit of time. So we're going to go into time lapse. Okay, so now we're going to do some fun stuff, add a little bit of deco, and I cut these little banners so that the little line holding them together is so skinny that I can actually curve it and make it like it's on a string. These little flags are hanging on a string like that. That's kind of fun, but I'm also afraid I'm going to break it. This would probably be easier if I just kind of tilt it while it's in my hand, or place the middle ones down first, maybe. Yeah, like that, and then bend those back. There we go. So we've got some little fun flags on the corners, and then let's put the Irish flag in here somewhere. We could put it with this, or we could maybe, if I have another owl, we could have the owl holding the flag. let's do that. He's gonna hold the flag. And so this is what we have. So let's see where we want to put him. How about just right here in this empty day? And we've got some balloons and all kinds of deco. Some flowers, a bird singing. Let's put St. Patrick's Day here. I had something, yeah, here it is. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Let's put that right here on the 17th. And I guess we could put some balloons for that. Like that. And then we've got, no, that's not what I'm going to do. Those balloons are going to be birthday balloons. Hang on. It's our older son's birthday on the 2nd. So that's going to go with a happy birthday. Let's save it. And when I put the happy birthday sticker down, we will place that with it. And then on St. Patrick's Day, we'll just put like a shamrock. Like, I don't know how. Like in the middle? Nope. Like this. There we go. We'll do that. And then we've got like a little gold coin. We could set that on the corner. And then we've got this little hat. There's already a hat there, so let's just put one up here. And another shamrock. So we could put that here. And a bird singing. Oh, this might be my favorite one. Look at this. The bird singing. Okay, so let's put that one. Maybe that's going to be for the birthday singing. Nah, let's put it just over here. Like that. So the branch is growing out of the sidebar. And spring forward, first day of spring. So these are the best things, right? These are the best things. And let's pair them with some event stickers. So spring forward can go with this. First day of spring can go with that. Okay. Love. Okay. I love it when daylight savings time begins. I love it. Even though it takes me a couple of weeks to really get over the loss of an hour of sleep. I love it because I teach piano lessons into the evening and it's so difficult to stay motivated and up for students when it's dark outside. And we're going to put some flowers over here. First day of spring gets a flower. Let's put one here. And maybe a blue one also. This is just going to be a flowery day. First day of spring. And isn't the first day of spring also what they call the International Day of Happiness? I'm pretty sure it is. I'm pretty sure it is. Okay, so now I'm going to just like go away for a second and write in a bunch of stuff, events and birthdays. Okay, so everything is added in and I went ahead and used the sidebar to just put the memory verse that corresponds to the week that's next to it. And I had 2 extra event stickers, 3 that I didn't use, so I will just hang on to those as things are added to the calendar. And here again is the dashboard and my notes page. So let's pop it back in the binder. And here we are. So I'm all set up for the month. I've got my overview of things to plan for as the weeks come and as I do my weekly plan with me's. I'm all set with my memory verses that have to do or have the word yourself in them, and my new book of the month and my tasks and my challenge of the month. So I hope you enjoyed this. And if you're wondering what I was talking about when I said prepare the planner castle, I did mention it briefly in my last plan with me, the weekly one for the first week of March. And all I can say is I'm going to have me a castle, a planner castle. So more on that later. And I appreciate your spending some time with me, and I'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.